from Brooklyn, New York, USA, presenting the Miracle Man, Daniel Jacobs!
Okay, boys, if a call break, take a step back. Don't throw any punches around the back of the head. Protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck, boys.
So a rousing night here in North London. Another rowdy British fight night with so much at stake for John Raider. He stated it himself that without a win here tonight, he can't see where else there is to go. An eliminator for the WBA super middleweight title, and Daniel Jacobs in the orthodox stance moves so swiftly into southpaw, has done throughout his career. He's been in generally against a better caliber of opponent, but the question during the build-up to this fight is how much of that Daniel Jacobs is left in terms of ability, but also in terms of hunger and desire. Raider trying to close down the gap in the way that he did so successfully so often against Callum Smith in that challenge for this WBA title, the full title, just over 2 years ago. This tonight, an eliminator. The belt currently held, of course, by Saul Canelo Alvarez, but his intentions appear to be aimed at either light heavyweight or even beyond. Look at the study in the eyes of Daniel Jacobs, probing with the left hand, looking to dominate with that lead jab. Raider looking for the counters.
Moving to his left well, Jacobs, and jabbing well early on. Nothing much from Raider so far. Good right hand from Jacobs. You'd assume good body shot from Jacobs. Look sharp. You'd assume Raider has to fight at a high pace to have success. You can't stand the box with Jacobs.
And looking at the punch output of these two men throughout their careers, just in terms of punches thrown, they're not the busiest of fighters, and therefore Raider can't afford for Jacobs to gain early leeway here, because it will be difficult to claw it back. Jacobs, a world champion previously in the middleweight division, and saying here in an interview with us this week how determined he is to become a two-weight champion, as Raider tries to get off, but taken on the gloves by Jacobs, who works away to the body in the closing seconds of the opening round.
Back on the stick! Back on the stick!
Don't want no confrontation. I see it already. Just keep backing them up. Back them up with 1, 2, 2, 3, and it'll get closer. You can't match your hand swing. Don't drop.
Listen, pressure with the feet, John. Yeah. When he holds you in there, what he's doing is he ain't going to let you work his close, right? He'll let it go like that, see? Yeah. You keep working in there. Short man there, bring that other come through the middle, yeah? He'll want to do everything at long range, you will. All he's looking for is that big right hand cannon. Yeah. And if edging your feet, keep the pressure on him with your feet. Yeah. Movement. Good man, John.
Center, round 2.
No drama in the respective corners. Andre Rosier and Tony Sims with John Raider, two of the most experienced and respected trainers in the sport globally. And And Sims saying to Ryder that the key is to get in close, that Jacobs wants to keep it at long range.
What Ryder did against Smith, Callum Smith, that was so successful that he would squat and then he would lunge in and lunge up with his shots, which is Callum Smith found very hard to defend against. Hasn't tried that yet here.
It might be that Daniel Jacobs is slightly swifter on his feet and better at reading those shots, as he switches now for the first time in the contest to the southpaw stance. As Darren was saying in that conversation with Chris at ringside,
Good left.
as Jacobs lands that left hand, and that was the very punch that Darren was talking about from the southpaw stance. He had a lot of success against no less an opponent than Canelo from that southpaw stance, although against Golovkin, when he switched in the fourth round, Golovkin immediately floored him with two successive right hands. But generally speaking, Jacobs is a brilliant judge of when to switch. Ryder trying to draw the fight into his distance, close up, whipping the uppercuts that Tony Sims was asking for. Sharp work with the southpaw jab for Jacobs. Beaten 3 times in his career, but at the very highest level by Golovkin, by Canelo Alvarez, and back in 2010 by Dmitry Pirog, as Ryder has success with the right hook for just about the first time in the contest, and Jacobs is urged forward by Rosier and the others in his corner. You look at the records of these two men, and they're not known for throwing a high volume of punches throughout their contests. As Jacobs tries to get behind that left-hand jab from the orthodox stance. Twice with the right hand, first time he missed, second time he got through, and then he landed a solid right hand to the body, switching for the first time.
I can see from here, Mike, that Jacobs is feinting a lot, even with his eyes. He's looking at Ryder's body, maybe throwing a body shot, but then he's looking to the body and throwing a shot to the chin. Very clever fighter.
All of that experience down the years coming to the fore now. This man of 40 fights old and 35 years old, turned 35 last week. A lot of questions as to how much he had left. And indeed, if there is to be a sapping of the energy, then we wouldn't be finding out just yet. But so far, he's looking the sharper of the two, and he's finding a home for his choice of punches more so than Ryder. Ryder is really struggling to find the openings himself. Jacobs ties him up on the inside, denies Ryder the opportunity to throw those combinations close up that worked well against Callum Smith. So well that many thought John Ryder deserved the verdict that night.
Right, step back, you both hold it. Come on, give it clean, come on.
Yeah. There you go. Range it.
Jacobs looking for the right hand, aimed it at the chin and then whipped it into the body.
Good right hand coming out of the clinch there from Jacobs, and another one.
Step back, John.
Jacobs looking so calm and so assured at this stage as we come to the last few seconds of the third round. Ryder looking to land up close, but good footwork again from Jacobs. Read what was coming at him and danced the way out of danger.
Onto you on the ropes, underneath them shots, come back with that wire,
So John Ryder really being tested here by Daniel Jacobs, who started as the odds-on favourite, but those odds narrowed during the course of the build-up. Gave Ricardo's scorecard there at the foot of the screen. Level first round, but the second and third rounds going to Daniel Jacobs. Jacobs then on Gabe's card, leading by a couple of rounds at this stage. The jab of Jacobs has been so potent and so effective throughout his career. We saw signs of his talent and signs of his promise when he came over for an England versus USA international after the Olympics in 2004. Towards the end of that year, and he beat Martin Murray on points up in Liverpool. Even then, they were talking about him as the golden child, and that's the nickname he took into his professional career when he signed initially with Golden Boy Promotions and fought for the first time on the undercard of Ricky Hatton against Floyd Mayweather in Vegas. Sharp jab from Ryder after taking a right hand from Jacobs in that latest exchange.
Ryder needs to pick up his feet a bit more and just be a bit more active with his feet, with his stepping. It's just too plodded along, and it's so easy for Jacobs to time it. Picking up a little bit now, trying to apply more pressure. But Jacobs just does enough to nullify any attack Ryder has so far.
Jacobs on the inside, showing that he believes he's at least as strong as Ryder, if not stronger. Ryder now closes down the space and whips in that left hand to the body. He's going to need more of that. Got to become more efficient.
And it's these moments here, he's just giving Jacob too much time to sit and set and have a look. He needs to be jabbing or feinting. Jacobs is so comfortable in there that he can stand and hold his ground with Ryder.
And when Ryder does get close,
clash of heads
is nullified. Jacobs looks just uncomfortable, only for a brief second. Let's get the thoughts of Conor Benn.
Conor, looking at the fight through 4 rounds, what's Danny Jacobs doing? What's John Ryder not doing so far?
John Ryder just needs to close the gap. Jacobs is seen to be dictating the pace. John can't let him get in the rhythm. He needs to close the gap. They don't like you on the inside. Let your hands go on the inside and just close the gap quicker. Make the fight your fight. John's done this before with Callum Smith, closed the gap, didn't give him room to work, didn't let Callum get in his rhythm. That's what he needs to do here, is not let Jacobs get in his rhythm.
If he doesn't start soon, is he in danger of letting the fight slip away from him?
I wouldn't say danger. He's still got a fair bit to go. He needs to really start pushing the pace now, setting his stats, stamping his authority, really pushing him back, closing the gap, letting his hands go, punches in bunches. He don't like it on the inside. Do not let Jacobs get in his rhythm.
Thanks, Connor.
Second up, round 5.
So John Raider, when he gets close, has got to take the opportunities. He did against Callum Smith and ran him so close. But here against Jacobs, Jacobs up to now, in most cases, has had his measure. Some decent footwork by Jacobs has been the key here, presenting angles as he did there for Raider to try and close down. And Raider failing once again.
You know, Mike, when this fight was made, it was a strange one, and you don't usually see a fighter still very much at the top of the game like Jacobs come all the way over here to England to fight somebody like John Raider, who's never been a champion. And I questioned to myself, why would Jacobs take this fight? It's such a risky fight for him. He's at the top, still a massive name. And then I thought, well, maybe he thinks it's an easy paycheck. And so far, it's looking that way. Raider needs to pick up his feet, pick up his hands, pick up his output. Good counter overcut from Jacobs on the inside.
Maybe the circumstances were the motivation for Jacobs. If the super middleweight division is to fall wide open, if Canelo Alvarez is to search for pastures new, then this being an eliminator is a huge opportunity for him to achieve that ambition of becoming a two-weight world champion. He spoke about it in virtually every interview he gave this week.
Said he wants to be a Hall of Famer.
A part of the reputation of a Hall of Famer is winning on the road. He did say when it was put to him that the atmosphere here would be hostile, that he fought 2 fights ago in Phoenix in front of a huge Hispanic crowd against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., and so that he would be used to it, and he's producing an accomplished performance so far.
And looking for the counter right hand now, Jacobs.
And a good uppercut.
Yeah,
landed solidly there from Jacobs.
He's going to use the jab, and try and walk right into the right hand, just like that. Just like that.
Jacobs with a brilliant spell, and then Raider, knowing he had to respond, is then outfoxed on the ropes, having been outfought in the centre of the ring. A smirk, almost a smile from Jacobs.
Also, let about 4 or 5 punches go, he jump straight. Don't let him rest, mate. Jump straight back on it. You only want to do is during the alternation bump. You don't want to move off all the time, yeah? When he's claiming you, just
Second up, round 6.
A modicum of success on the ropes there in that exchange we saw in the slow-motion replay from the 5th round. Heading now closer towards the halfway mark. And Daniel Jacobs had a very impressive spell shortly before that attack from Raider, when he really seemed to open up, show great speed and terrific power as well, although the shots were taken by Ryder. Now Ryder drives him back to the ropes and works away on the inside. Has to take those opportunities when he gets them up close.
Much better. And that shot's there for him. He leans to his right and throws the left hand. That shot's there for John Ryder. But he's got to be careful not to get countered. Good shots from Jacobs. Long range and short range. Better start this round for John Ryder.
If anything, Ryder seems to be finding a groove here, driving Jacobs back towards the ropes.
And it's all starting in the feet, in the legs. He's picking up his rhythm.
Halfway point of round 6 and still more than half of the fight to go, and at 35, turned that age last week, Daniel Jacobs has been in some long, hard nights in very elite company. So will Ryder have a chance to put on the pressure as the fight wears on? And immediately Jacobs responds like the champions do. Pinpoint right hand once again. That's been successful for him earlier in the contest as well. Again, Jacobs tying up on the inside. So Ryder can't get to work in the space that he wants to. Both men landing solid right hands. John Ryder's been beaten 5 times in his career, only once inside the distance. In a British title fight against Nick Blackwell when he was beaten on his feet. Another brilliant right hand from Jacobs. But everyone around him says that he's a much improved fighter since moving up to super middleweight.
Good round, good action.
So Daniel Jacobs here at Alexandra Palace. Some questioned whether he would be able to produce his best form away from home. Well, he did it as an amateur, and so far here tonight, even though Ryder had plenty of success there in that round, Jacobs came back there with that lovely right hand, which he's landed previously in the contest as well, Andy.
Yeah, and this one especially, the double jab right hand. Just gets John backing up, leaning out, trying to avoid the jab, and he comes straight through with the right hand.
Halfway through this contest for the eliminator for the WBA super middleweight title. And there we see Gabe Rosado's scorecard. Everything apart from the first round given to Daniel Jacobs. We're into the 7th. How can Ryder now turn it his way? Lands with a jab at the beginning of this round and again is tied up. The guile and the professionalism to the fore here for Jacobs. Not allowing his man to do what he does best.
And it's just that Jacobs has a wider variety, more ideas, more looks. A different style. He can fight on the inside, he can fight on the outside, he can fight southpaw, he can fight long range. He can stand crouched like this and hold his feet. It's John who just seems to have run out of ideas.
And Jacobs clearly, seemingly feeling in control from the orthodox stance. Only rarely during the contest so far has he switched. The right hand so effective, whether it's a jab from the southpaw stance or there the backhand from the orthodox stance. And as Ryder presses forward, so again, he's met by Jacobs, who shows his strength on the inside.
The heads again coming close together.
Ryder twice negating the danger of that right hand that's landed so solidly for Jacobs across the contest. Once stepping back and once taking on the left glove, but wasn't in a position to make Jacobs pay for the miss.
Good left hand by Ryder there. Dip low, right over, partially blocked by Jacobs, but a good shot all the same.
Excitement in the corner of Ryder. They want to see more of that. They want more successes like that.
And
Good right hook from Ryder. But Jacobs took it well and comes firing back. Now this is where Ryder wants the fight. Two solid left hooks, and suddenly Ryder is right back in the fight. 20 seconds to go in the 7th round. And Jacobs now is taking more shots here than he's taken in the contest so far. And suddenly this crowd get behind Ryder. What a finish to the round, Andy Lee.
Yeah, it started 2 uppercuts from Ryder, and he just kept it going. Jacobs answered back during the middle of that exchange, but probably the only round you can give to Ryder so far. It was those uppercuts there from Ryder, short shots, which he's so effective with. Jacobs answered back, there was a good left hook and a good right hand. But this exchange probably won Ryder the round. He's first of the contest.
But for the first time for me, Andy, a look of concern on the face of Jacobs.
Yeah, I think he would have welcomed that, because I think he'd take his chance, he'd roll the dice and try and catch Ryder while he's punching also.
Hit him on when he comes to you. Don't pull up high. Okay, let's go.
Set out. Round 8.
Pressure, baby.
Suddenly we have a fight as Andre Rosier in the Jacobs corner says you need a big round. Get back on top, and so he switches to the southpaw stance. Will he be looking for that pinging overhand left? He does. But Ryder sees it coming and just sways away from that danger.
Ryder needs to build on that success now. Keep it going, keep the momentum going. Good
This is better from Ryder now.
And a good body shot.
Having drawn Jacobs into his kind of fight, he has to take advantage. Covers up well on the inside, Ryder.
When Jonathan needs to let his hands go. He can't just be content to stay in there and hold. He's in close. He's a short-range fight. Let your hands go.
On our card, Jacobs clear at halfway. Again, looking for that big looping overhand left from the southpaw stance.
It's a good 1-2 from Jacobs there.
Success again for Ryder on the inside into the 3rd and final minute of the 8th round.
Don't allow Jacobs to hold. He's working on the inside. If you got a free hand, work it.
trying to wrestle free and make it count when he does get up close.
Good hook on the inside. Yeah, work your hands. Don't let him hold you.
Keep working away. Keep looking for that shot. And that combination, that right hook and the left uppercut. Good work from Ryder on the inside. This is his kind of fight. This is his kind of range. And he drives Jacobs back to the ropes. And Jacobs is forced to hold on. Last few seconds. Ryder again comes stronger at the end of the round.
And it's all for working his hands on the inside now.
And Jacobs not firing back. Ryder comes to life at the end of the round once again. Panic in the corner. They took a long time to get the stool beneath Jacobs. This is turning.
He's southpaw as well, just opening him up because he ain't in the right position to punch either.
I need me. You're being real nice to him. Let's go. Sit down and start digging inside on him. He's just winning rounds by touching. All right, looking cute. Don't give it away. Press him now. Sharp shooter and step around. Angles in front of him.
It all starts from work on the inside from Ryder. Not allowing Jacobs to hold him. Being too nice on the inside. Working his hands. Forcing the openings. And then he just carried on the momentum. Can he keep it going now, Mike? Can he keep it going?
That's the word, Andy, momentum. As the crowd now get behind Ryder. The local man lives just a couple of miles away, looking to score the biggest success of his professional boxing career. And when there was talk about the hunger and desire in the heart of Daniel Jacobs, now those questions are needing answers. He was clearer halfway, but was that lead long enough? Sharp jab from Ryder, beats him to the shot. Wasn't doing that earlier in the contest.
And a good shoe shine in on the inside. Jacobs has messed around and got himself involved in a fight he didn't need to be in. He was boxing and stepping around well. But he's given Ryder this chance, this opportunity, and Ryder's taking it right now. Good up jab from Ryder.
Well, Ryder appears to have ridden the storm of the first half of the fight and now pounds away again on the inside, taking every opportunity. He has to, as Jacobs fires back again from that southpaw stance. There is still danger in the American, and plenty of it. Now Ryder opens up again, and once again they jump in his corner. They're urging him to continue at this work rate, with this volume and this power of punch.
Jacobs breathing heavy, and his punches don't seem to have the same snap that they once had.
That left hand over the top from Jacobs seemed to take an age to travel, where once it was very sharp. Exchange of jabs. Good jab from Jacobs, it has to be said. Then a left hand from Ryder, being urged forward by his corner and by Darren Barker alongside us, as Ryder works away inside the final minute of the 9th round. There's a spring in the step of Ryder, as Jacobs still fires away.
And a big left hook from Jacobs, a big left hook from Jacobs. This has been a huge, another one from Jacobs. It's been a huge effort from Ryder. It's taken a lot out of him, and I think Jacobs can feel that. And now he's the one forcing the action. He's the one putting on the pressure.
Good uppercut from Jacobs, but then likewise from Ryder.
This fight is called Fire, Mike.
Tremendous action, closing seconds of the round. And a nod of acknowledgement from Jacobs at the end of the round. Still no way of knowing which way this is going to go.
The up jab. What he did so well against Count Smith. This was the 1-2 that was But Jacobs threw in the midst of all of that from Ryder. Uppercut, hook, working his hands at close range. This is his wheelhouse. This is where he's comfortable, Ryder. Jacobs needs to get back on not on his bike, but use his legs as he was so much in the early part of the fight, and get back on the jab. But how much is that round taken out of Jacobs? How much is taken out of Ryder as well? All that exertion, all that energy, all that effort. Huge couple of rounds coming up now, Mike.
Possibly fight-changing rounds. Look at the scorecard and how it's changed for Gabe Rosado. Now, Jacobs leading by just a couple of points. 3 rounds in a row, according to Gabe, for John Raider. The whole pattern of the fight, the whole feel of the fight has changed and could change yet again. Compelling action here at Alexandra Palace. What a return to this famous arena. And can John Raider now, to use the word that Eddie Lee did at the end of the previous round, find that momentum again, get back on top.
Good jab from Ryder. He's having, while Jacobs seeing southpaw, Ryder's been successful. The jab again when he's moving.
Confusing messages then we get from Jacobs, who seemed to be dominating for the first half of the fight from the orthodox stance, and now having turned southpaw is taking more punches than he did at any stage in the contest. Still though, looking Jacobs for that overhand left of his. Jacobs looking to get behind the jab, trying to keep the distance between them over the course of these final 2.5 rounds. Ryder meets him with a right hook, didn't quite connect, caught some of the glove of Jacobs. Ryder motivating himself in fight week by saying that at the end of this there is only a long dark tunnel and maybe one that leads to nowhere for the loser here. And at halfway it looked like that would be him as Jacobs gets back on that jab from a distance, and he is having success with it. Final minute at the 10th round.
Jacobs really boxing well here. Boxing and moving. Ryder forcing it and can still win the round. Just needs a little bit more quality.
And it's in those exchanges close up that Ryder's got to try to extricate himself, find that punching room for those uppercuts and those hooks that have been so productive for him in the previous 3 rounds. But Jacobs is showing that champion quality, the champion mentality coming back at him, although he walks onto a couple of stiff southpaw jabs from Ryder. Signs of a rally from Jacobs in this round, but it finishes with a lovely right hand from Ryder, followed by a jab. Let's get some thoughts. Chris is at ringside with Conor Benn.
Well, Conor, big momentum shift since we last spoke, but those exchanges in the 7th, the 8th and the 9th, they've taken a lot out of Danny Jacobs. They've taken a lot out of John Raider too.
You can tell John's got it in the bag. Do you know what I mean? He's got that in the tank. Tony trains us hard. He's going to come on strong. He's got to throw everything. Throw the kitchen sink at Jacobs these last 2 rounds. He's got these are championship rounds. This is what he's built for.
Surely he needs to win both of them though, right?
Definitely. He's come on strong, and you know he seems to be more effective now. Later on, second half of the fight, he's really come on strong. These next 2 rounds for me are the decider of who's going to win this fight.
Okay, thanks, Conor.
Well, Daniel Jacobs started this contest, an eliminator for the WBA super middleweight title as the odds-on favourite. But now this is an even money shot. This could go either way. 2 rounds remaining. Can Ryder now swing it his way? Can that desire and hunger if he really wants it more, can he show it across these final 6 minutes?
Ryder's being very clever with his jab. He's just taking his head to his left, off the line, out of the way of Jacobs' counter, and using his jab. And what he's doing well now, which he didn't do it in the early part, so when they're up close, he's working his hands. He's moving his hands, he's trying to throw shots and land shots, and it's upsetting Jacobs, and it's catching the eye of the judges and the crowd. Good 1-2 for John Ryder.
Beautiful left hand at the end of that combination. Jacobs, to his credit, takes it well.
Much better from Ryder here, much better. Working on the inside.
Into the two most important rounds of John Ryder's career at the age of 33. So much could open up if he can win these final 2 rounds, and maybe that could be enough to swing it on the cards. Brilliant right hook from Ryder. Switches to the body. Has to keep the tempo going. As tired as Ryder might be, he's not showing it. It's a case of hiding it and then riding it when he takes the shots. And coming back to score heavily himself. He has to now, having been so far behind at halfway. There's a good right hand in that exchange from Jacobs, but better work in response from Ryder. Last minute of the 11th round. The shout from the corner, you can hear it. Let your hands go, let your hands go to Ryder. He has to take chances now. This is so close. And when he gets in close, he has to take the opportunities.
And they're shouting the Jacobs corner, you need this round, you need these 2 rounds.
Good work again by Ryder, having made Jacobs miss. Well, what drama we've had here at Alexandra Palace. And Jacobs on Gabe Rizaldo's scorecard pretty much only has to stand up to win, having taken the 10th and 11th rounds, despite some solid work from John Ryder. Jacobs, according to Gabe Rizaldo, finding that champion quality and coming back when it seemed at times fairly bleak.
I think both men need to win this round. Even if Jacob feels like he's 2 rounds ahead, he still needs to win this round.
Ryder driving himself forward, and it's in these exchanges he's had his best successes. Jacobs closes down the trouble.
He's coming out looking to close the show.
Into the 2nd minute of the final round. Ryder driving towards the body, then trying to whip in those uppercuts. Those have been successful for him, but not in this round. Jacobs keeping his distance, flicking out the jab, and doing more than that, trying to dominate with that jab and trying to keep the danger at bay. Jacobs the busiest so far in this round, the final round, and we're into the second half of it. Jacobs potentially stepping into danger, but as Andy Lee says, he wants to close it out. Not for him to just guide to the finish line. Pings in that left hand again from the southpaw stance. Pointed out by Darren Barker before the fight even started. Final 45 seconds. Jacobs switching both ways during this final round, southpaw and orthodox, and having success from both stances. Last 20 seconds of the contest. Ryder then driving towards the body, looking for one last successful salvo. The corner imploring him to drive forward. One last, will it be vain attempt, working away on the inside. This is where he's been so successful during the contest, but at long range it's been Jacobs' fight. Bell sounds at the end of the 12th and final round, and there's a nod of acknowledgement.
Men de chat не көрмей қалды абасы. Братишка турик қашан еді. О, мал. Мал дейді. Бәт қуасыма жазбасында нақу мал деп жатыр. Брикте бірінші. Разблокер жеттім. Баңа тықпаңдар ешкімде жоқ дедік. Бірінші бірден деп боқтап атса, бір балайық не үшін боқтап атқан. Жасың қаншаға дейді? 17-те. Өз 2 болу керек келді әкіру үшін. Абсолютно не турик пойдет, ақша көтеретін турнирлар. Чё там, смелый ма? Или М8Н ба? Бір жағынан маған М8 жеңген дұрыс болып тұр. Шартты орындамайды, сосын приз бермей қалам. Смелый, давай, тайша тұста, призді алып ал. М8Н'нан алып қалсаң, призіңді аламай қаласың. М8Н де аламай қалады кіз. М8Н сен победан бере саш смелыйға, жеңіле саш қасына барып, или зонадан өлесің бай. Бәрібір сен қазір анан ұтқаныңмен ше, топ бір алғаныңмен ше, 3-ақ кил болады да, приз бермеймін, сосын өзің ренжисің. Лучше бір адамға приз бересің, добро жаса дегендей типа. Өле сал гранат.